Hello, BookTube, and welcome to Hours in My Library. And this is a bit of a shameless self-promotion of another series that I have, Desert Island Books. And I mentioned this series on there as well. The last one we did with Christine of knitting books, etc. And I mentioned a book that I have that's a knitted dust jacket. Well, it took me a long time to find it, but I did. And this is it. It is... Come Hither, a collection of rhymes and poems for the young of all ages, and the collection is made by Walter de la Mare, and he was a prolific short story writer, novelist, poetry, children's stories he's well known for, and he put this together, originally in 1923 in a revised edition, which this is, in 1928. Now, he has a long, like about a 30-page introduction, but it's a prose fable. And I remember reading this quite a while ago, and I really liked it. And I was just perusing it again here. And I'll read a little bit from it because I think it's quite interesting or very evocative. In my rovings and ramblings as a boy, I often skirted an old stone house in the hollow. But my first clear remembrance of it is of a hot summer's day. I had climbed to the crest of the hill till then unknown to me, and stood there, hot and breathless in the bright, slippery grass, looking down on its grey walls and chimneys as if out of a dream, and as if out of a dream already familiar to me. My real intention in setting out for home that morning had been to get to a place called East Dean. My mother had often spoke to me of East Dean, of its trees and waters and green pastures, and the rare birds and flowers to be found there. Ages ago, she had told me, an ancestor of her family had dwelt in this place. But she smiled a little strangely when I asked her to take me there. All in good time, my dear, she whispered in my ear. All in good time. Just follow your small nose. What kind of time, I wondered, was very good time? And follow my nose? How far? Such reflections, indeed, only made me more anxious to be gone. And it just goes on, and sort of the last paragraph is really good as well. It is the gilding sun rays beat low upon the house in the valley. All was still wondrous calm. For a moment my heart misgave me at this farewell. The next, in sheer excitement, the cold, sweet air, the height of the morning, a few keen beckoning stars, I broke into a kind of Indian war dance in the tiny dewy grass, or thin dewy grass, and then with a last wave of my hand, like Mr. Nahum himself, I set off at a sharp walk on the journey that has yet to come to an end. And it's set up into, like, the introduction to this prose fable sort of goes through sort of the themes and stuff that are in these poems, which is kind of interesting. And it's broken up into chapters: morning and May, mother, home, and sweetheart, feasts, fairs, beggars, gypsies, beasts of the field, fowls of the air. Goes on: summer, greenwood, solitude, war, dance, music, and bells, autumn leaves, winter snow, lily bright and shine, it's a quote, evening and dream, the garden, about and roundabout. And it's a fabulous collection. About and roundabout is more a chapter of just talking more about other poems and everything. It's quite big. It's a huge section at the back. It's a fabulous little collection, and it's got a poem that's handwritten, stuck into the dust jacket. It's called Two Women. I've searched for Two Women, and many poems come up. I can't read the first line perfectly, but the lines that I have been able to read, to be sure of, I've put them in quotation marks to see if I could find something. Comes up on Google. Nothing does. It's not signed or anything, so it could very well be somebody's jottings for a poem. And there's an inscription: Mary Wilkins, Birkenhead, 1932. And this was published. I didn't say when it was, who was the publisher for this. It is Constable and Company, as I say, 1928, the revised edition. It's a nice little book, and it's a neat thing. Has it's sort of it's not knitting so much, because I think it's actually cloth, and this is, I guess, needlework, I guess it's called, and the shape of the boy, and the surround, close enough to knitting, I suppose, for a guy anyway. Okay, thank you very much, BookTube. I'll see you next time.